All roads led to Barcelona Hotel in Abuja to witness a book launch in honor of two great Nigerian leaders, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, presidential candidate All Progressives Congress, and Senator Kashim Shettima, vice presidential candidate. The two were state governors of Lagos and Borno, respectively. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this broadcast on Clearview News. I am Odion Bello. Happy viewing.
Tinubu Shettima, you can count on us. Tinubu Shettima.
For winning 2023 general elections by our revered purpose of Asiwaju Tinubu Shettima. The tickets were all vying for making sure that it comes to completion on 25th of February 2023. I believe this vote is completely devoted to support this ticket. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right? I cannot give you. Am I right? Are we here for Tinubu Shettima 2023? For the Aston Villa, is operating here. On that note, let me declare the occasion now open in my capacity as the chairman of this occasion for tonight. Thank you very much. God bless us all.
That flew in this afternoon just simply because of this occasion. I welcome all of you. Everybody knows the reason why we are here, and it's on one thing. And that thing is Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu And Shettima, the Jagaban of Nigeria, the Jagaban of Africa. Because if I limit him to Nigeria, it's not fair. This is the man that has extended his hands and cut across Africa. The man with large heart, the man that can change nothing to something, the man that can boost the economy of this country. And we do wonder the man that considers the women and the youth, empower the youth and empower the women. The man that loves everybody, carry everybody along in anything he does. That is the man that we come here for. So, while we're here, is we have a book, and this book is to let us know from up, down, down, up, to show us how we will convert all our votes to support him, maybe by next week or so. So, I call all of you that are here and those that are not here, because I received so many calls that even the Jagaban was supposed to be here, but they were still in Port Harcourt. And many of them, Her Excellency also to be, called that they were still in town coming. I think they are being represented by somebody here, by our DG campaign. Who is the person that is representing the DG? Okay. My sister, you raise your hand. Okay. So, they are yet to be here, but they asked her to come and represent them. My sister, you are welcome. We fully acknowledge your presence. So, as the program goes on, I think the chairman and the host of this operation will speak to us. Once more, I welcome all of you.
of the liberals' theories postulate that young people should be given opportunity to thrive. So if I'm here and the brilliant ingenuity young guys are not given the opportunity to speak their mind, I may be marginalizing them. Okay, they are already running me of my time, but I have to speak. May I use this opportunity to express that let me stand on the existing protocol. Before I proceed, I would like to elucidate on one or two issues before talking about the book. You know, the societies are being built on systems. Without systems, there won't be any society driven to accommodate service delivery. And in Nigeria, we have structures that deliver on goods and services. We have the federal, the state, and the local government. So one of the inspirations that give me to support Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban, was that singular fact that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a federalist. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a nationalist. He demonstrated his capacity and the ingenuity when he was the governor of Lagos State by creating sub-nationals, sub-units, cell of development up to the grassroots level. That is, he had created almost 37 local development areas. And if you look at the concept of development, development is being driven from the bottom. And any country that wants to develop their economies, you must locate the natural and mineral resources within a particular locality, driven based on potentials, and then harness properly the magnitude of services that are ensured in that particular locality. So by Tinubu having that context within his mind of creating the local development authorities, I believe he has a singular honor, that perspective of a political guru who can ginger development from the bottom. That was one of the first inspirations that gave me to start canvassing and also set up the particular modalities to come up with a book. So coming to strategies of winning 2023 general elections. You see, any given elections, you must have to develop certain strategies. And those strategies must be documented. But I discovered that there was a gap in the party's affairs in APC. And when I came on board, I decided to draw a roadmap clearly stated, and then bring in some of the silent features and how I'm going to bring on the board some of the strategies we are going to win the election and all. So that was the conception of this particular book. So in this book, you will discover that I've laid a preamble, and the preamble is basically on the issues that concern the electoral empire. The preamble is basically on the issues that conceptualize electoral winning process. And in doing that, I was able to connect into a particular existing political model, which I named it the multi-chain political model for winning 2023 general elections. If you look at the model expresses a very clear direction on how political parties are going to win the election and all. But because of lack of time, I'm not going to waste much time to discuss this particular model. But by the time we're going to unveil the model, I will throw more light on that so that we can have a greater perspective on actually what that means. Before I conclude, because of lack of time, I want to appreciate the National Mass Movement for Better Orientation, NAMBO, under the leadership of Dr. Hajia Haya Bagu, an Amazon, a socio-political grassroots mobilizer, and its national coordinator in driving this particular program and project, because I must have to commend her visibility in bringing this book to the fold. The very first time I met her, she saw the book and she was so seriously concerned about it. And that was the very day he conceived that particular contextual framework and how we are going to put this book into the public. And actually, tirelessly, he worked towards achieving this particular success. So all thanks to Hajia, our mommy, for taking this great strides and making sure that this book comes to the fore. So, ladies and gentlemen, because of lack of time, because I've shared my time with my two colleagues, let me...
We know what is ahead of us. And the supporters are the good soldiers. They are the ones that protect, defend our votes, openly them. No election can be won without the input of the supporters. And I'm happy to see a lot of heads of various support groups raising this occasion. We need to do a lot. The task ahead of us in few days is more than the task of what we did 2015, 2019 combined together. We have to be at the grassroots. Everybody has to go back. At least deliver your body knowledge. The reason why some of us decided to go for this project, I always said, it is not the age, but one's principle, capability, and ability that determines your personality. We know where we are in this country. We need people that are sharp, articulating, and coherent. And we have seen this in Tinubu and Shettima. We have seen what they have done in their various states. I'm talking of Lagos and Borno, what they are doing. Let me assure you, by the time these people come on board, once we have a vibrant economy, all other things will take care of themselves. We'll have more money in circulation. People will be getting employed. So issue of banditry, armed robbery, kidnapping, cattle wrestling, and other social vices will be older of this. Will be a forgotten issue. We sat with this man, and what he told us is shocking, because despite the fact that he's a very busy man, but he knows the problem of this country more than some of us that are here. I tell God, baby, let us remain calm. We know in politics there are truths here and there, but we should be aware of what I call homebrew. They are holding umbrellas with their right hand, they are holding broom on their left hand. These are people that believe in winning election before election. These are people that whatever comes to them, so just pocket it. Whether election is won, they have already won election. And let me say categorically, as the GP amalgamated NTC support, I know a lot of people will say, what kind of election? Up to now, previous election, support was advanced in life. Within 2 days, you people have lost lives. But of course, we have to account for whatever is going to. We cannot, there is no excuse for Batati. We are not even expecting to bring him. For the union, we are expecting him to bring some local governments.
and by the grace of God, we are walking in the sea. Lastly, may God guide, protect, lead, bless us, our family and our loved ones. Thank you very much. God bless you.
The Director General of distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to start with the existing protocol. Ladies and gentlemen, today is another great day of joy for our organization. The purpose of this occasion today is to let Nigerians to know the effort that was made in Nambo for the past years. Under the leadership of our national coordinator, Dr. Hawa, she has done a lot of things. People that have the impression that this organization is being funded. This occasion is funded. This occasion is funded by other people. I want you to take this out of your mind that it's a singular collective effort of the executive of Nambo that has made this a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, I am one person in this hall that is indebted to all of you because the vice presidential candidate of our party is coming from Boston. And he happens to be one of my brothers. So I think, no matter the situation, we are forced to make sacrifice to make this mission a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, there are a lot of impressions going on in this country about the candidature of Tinubu joint ticket with Shettima. Especially, most people are saying Muslim ticket. I am a Muslim. I came from a Muslim family with very big background of Islam. In our house in Vancouver, 30-40 years ago when our father was alive, we have over 100 Christians living in our house. We see them as our brothers. We never had any problem. When the time for prayers comes, they used to tell us we should go and pray. Please, ladies and gentlemen, we should not allow some politicians to divide us along this. Muslim and Christian are all one. We are all one, and we are praying one God. And let me tell you one thing in Nambo. The national coordinator of our organization, most of our executives were combined between Muslim and Christian. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one funny thing. Anytime time for prayers, for example, our national organization secretary, and most of them will say, go and pray, the time has come. And that's exactly what I used to do on Sunday when we were having meetings. So ladies and gentlemen, everybody know how united we are for the purpose that we are all for. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just highlight a little bit because at the minister secretary have told me that I have just 2 or 3 minutes. I said, how can somebody like me, even for me to walk up, that 2 minutes will take. So please add small 5 minutes for me so that I will conclude my point. If not, you won't understand what I'm trying to say. Ladies and gentlemen, many people are not happy because of some of the efforts that were made in 2015 and 2019. Especially bringing President Muhammad Buhari as president of this country in 2015. I knew how most of you here have made a sacrifice, especially those of you that have support group. The national coordinator has a group, grassroots. She made lots of sacrifices with her resources. And like most of you here, yes, we are happy that President Muhammad Buhari won the elections. But ladies and gentlemen, I know most of us were not compensated. Most of us were not happy. But the beauty of the whole thing is that time the effort that we made, we have to want President Muhammad Buhari to win the election. And we have succeeded in winning the election. But ladies and gentlemen, why don't we see the circumstances that bring President Muhammad Buhari to power? And why don't you see the situation President Muhammad Buhari found himself in government? The situation Buhari had came into power at that time, it was a situation. For those of us that are coming from the northeast, before President Muhammad Buhari came into power, wallahi you cannot sleep. No matter how you think you are sleeping, you know your one line is open. But when President Muhammad Buhari came into power, most of the major problems that we are having with the insurgents, wallahi have reduced. That really came up. The situation, the political situation that people are talking about, the President Muhammad Buhari when he came into power, how much are we exporting crude oil before he came to power? Let me tell you one data. In 2010 to 2015, Nigeria earned over $388 billion as revenue from the crude oil. That time we were exporting 2.4 million barrels per day. They could not be able to say anything. When President Muhammad Buhari came into power, unfortunately, Nigeria is only exporting 800,000 barrels per day and less than $100 per foot of food. I'm very ambitious. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know that so time is for an essence, but this is an electionary discussion. We are combating power for Asuwaju to win the election. I think we have to link up this point, because no matter how small people are here, I know this message will going to go very far. So let me link up, please, my colleagues, it's very important. President Muhammad Buhari made this country budget and treasury is empty. He could be able to unite this country in spite of all the challenges. In spite of all the challenges, this man had good intention in the country. He had good intention. If it is not because of his good intention, you cannot see Nigeria united as we are now. He tried, and in spite of all that, there is not any president in this country that accepted criticism and abuse like President Muhammad Buhari. In fact, even I myself, I cannot accept some president think that President Muhammad Buhari is accepted. People insult him, abuse him, say all sorts of things. As a gentleman, as an aged man, as an experienced person, he has never gone against his enemy in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, what more do we want? As far as we want Tinubu, a successful businessman from Lagos. Lagos is a different country of itself. This man has made a lot of achievements in this country. But people are talking of age. There are people that are older than him that are managing their leadership in this country. President, what do you call it, Joe Biden? All those people are over 70 years. People are thinking that he's sick or something. No, he is exhausted. I have contested for election for 3 times. I won the election. I know how this body is. Wallahi, there was a time I was squatting, I slept like this, I was sleeping. I didn't even go to my house. So this exhaustion that you find in President Tinubu, don't you see that that's what we're going to translate when you become the president? Wallahi, you're going to surprise the nation. He has agenda. He has what to take what he needs Nigerians and everything. So let me read this one because I have something to say. But let me come to Shettima. I was political advisor to Governor Shettima. In his cabinet, we have Igbo, we have Christian, and so many people in the government in 2015 to 2019. And I see that leadership quality in him. Wallahi, he is one Nigerian that he doesn't discriminate. He doesn't discriminate. Kashif believes that Nigeria is his constituency. Ladies and gentlemen, you will never recommend vote for Asuwaju and Kashif Shettima. Now, let's go to the heart of the issue. We are launching a book written by one of our professors. Somebody who has passion for APC. Somebody has commitment to APC. That's why we we actually decided to support this launching the government under the leadership of our national coordinator. And what is contained from this book is something to tell Nigerians that APC is well structured and is well structured with all the support groups is presented for. We have all structured support President Asuwaju Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been hearing this thank you too much. But please, there is no any donation that is too small. Whatever we have here is not what we want. The passion that the commission and people are going to have donation, that's what we need. Please, I want to give a round of applause to our national coordinator, Dr. Hawa, for her tireless effort and commitment to do the good this operation and reality. And let's thank the organization, under the leadership of our deputy national coordinator and the secretary of Adimida, and some of our committee staff of now. Please, I really appreciate your support. One night I have a lot of things to tell you. I'm not a speaker at this occasion. If I can join issue, I think I'm going to make you surprise and take your right. Thank you.
Reasons why we need to identify with Asiwaju. And we are doing it unapologetically with so much strength, so much love. We're preaching the gospel for everyone who cares to listen. And I tell you authoritatively that a lot of young people are ready to identify with Asiwaju because of what Nambo has inspired us to do. So I am very proud to be connected to such great organization headed by my darling mother, Hajia Hawabago. And
To my friends, I say this to everyone, and for every opportunity that I've got, I tell them that come February 25th, we are going to stand for our right and vote for our preferred candidates who believes to take Nigeria to greater heights. 25th of February is a day for the Jagaban of Borgu. It's a day for the Asiwaju of Lagos, distinguished Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Nigeria's president, GCFR in waiting. I have said my bit. Perhaps I think my deputy might want to just drop in some little things, and then my secretary, and perhaps my friend will come. Okay.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor, and I stand here with so much pride to thank you all for gracing this occasion and for receiving us young professionals for Asiwaju. I'm going to stand on existing protocol and thank all the heavyweights here tonight, Nambo, and all the respected dignitaries here. Thank you so much. You see, Asiwaju has promised an inclusive government, a government that will include the youth, a government that will include young professionals, and that is why we are here today. We are here today because Asiwaju is a facilitator. Asiwaju is a man that believes in the youth, a man that believes in building capacity, and myself and my team are very proud to say that we are standing for Asiwaju, and our young professionals, our team in collaboration with NAMBO and all the respective organizations under it are standing for Asiwaju. And with the mandate, we have promised 5,000 young professionals in every constituency in Nigeria. And we are standing by it, and we are on the tail end of fulfilling our promise to Asiwaju. Thank you very much.
Actually, this is the time for us, most especially the women, because women are the major people that vote on the voting day. I stand to be corrected. You can go on INEC website. Women register more than the men. Women are more patient. The women in the house, you people are well done. No woman, no woman, no man, no miniki and no fights. No miniki and no fights. Thank you for the opportunity given to me this evening. I want to beg everybody in this hall. A minute to election is very, very important. After this town hall, I think it's important for everybody to travel, because majority of us in this hall, we are not voting here. We need to go back to our constituency. We need to go back to our local government. We need to go back to our ward, to our polling unit. Because because we have only 9 days. To me, I see as 7 days more. We have only a few hours to deliver Tinubu Shettima on 25th. We have more work to do at the grassroots. As women, we know how we carry our women along. To me, the more reliable people at polling units are women. Honorable, can you testify? The more reliable people, both the youth, please go and work with the women in your polling unit. When a woman says she's voting for you, even if you give 1 million, she will want to keep to her waist. So I beg everybody in the hall, go and work with the women at your polling unit. Go and work with women at your local government. Go and work with the women at your ward. People that have contested before know how reliable women. Today we are producing a candidate in Adamawa by women vote. When a woman gives you a weight, she will keep to her weight.
So please, I beg everybody, when the men will be angry and walk away, maybe because people failed them, women will still stand gidigba and believe it will work. I'm begging everybody, go and work with the woman. When a woman gives you a word, she will work with it. So please, the women in the house, our responsibility on 25th of February 2023, we are promised we are going to deliver Tinubu Shettima. As I'm talking to you, we have our women, Gida women, in 19 other states, from state to local government, from local government to the world, and to polling units. So let us make women our friend. And for you men, when you get there, women are not only for rappers. Not only for rappers. Like in my own constituency, I struggle at federal. I give their children employment. Just give a woman a little point to convince her that you'll be reliable. She will stand by you. Thank you for the opportunity. So please, thank you.
No woman, no youth. I'm just so proud of this, my youth. You know, as you know, if there is anybody that know me before, I don't joke when it comes to issues of women and youth. Because without the youth, the country will collapse. And the only thing these children will come to do well is when we carry them along and show them load of what they're supposed to do. You cannot ignore them. You carry them along in anything you are doing in politics. And if I can open up to tell you what this young, powerful entrepreneur that you see them here, all of them are professionals in their own way. They are lawyers, they are businessmen, billionaires, as you see there. So when I'm proudly talking, saying that single-handedly we can deliver 10 million votes to Asiwaju, I know what I'm saying. When you talk, people will say, but when you go deep into it, it's a strategy. And we are on it. Everything is going on. We are grassroots people. We go to the villages, we have people, we communicate. Our phones are open, we communicate. In the midnight, sometimes 4 a.m., 3 a.m., they call me and I wake up and attend to issues. So we need to work hard. Don't just say the vote, Asiwaju has won the election. No, we need to work more and get in touch with these people. My own is a tax. 20 people on a ward, 20 people in a polling unit, and these people attack everybody to bring three votes. Only 3 votes. So there's no local government in this country that I cannot pick call and call anybody there. That is the extent where we have gone. And these young men here, when I'm canvassing for 3 votes, they are canvassing for 5,000 votes. So is it not enough for Asiwaju to win election? So I better put our hands together for them. Well done, I'm proud of you.
Before I offer one word that I'm going to offer, I permit all of you to know who I am. I was state youth leader of PDP in Benue State, and I contested for National Organizing Secretary in PDP. But when Tinubu won nomination, I decided that I will leave that political party and come to APC and work for him so that he will win the election at the end of the day and develop Nigeria as he did while he was serving as governor in Lagos. Tinubu, I don't need to explain it to you. You all have the picture of what he represented. It will be too good for Nigeria and Nigerians to vote Tinubu to do exactly what he did in Lagos. when he was serving as governor of Lagos State. If you lose this opportunity, if you miss this opportunity, it will not be too good for Nigeria and Nigerians. So try your best to ensure that you win your polling unit, you win your council vote, and you win your local government. I'm assuring all of you that on that very day, I will send on the platform and you will see the result of my local government. I'm not talking of council ward. I'm not talking of polling unit. I'm talking of local government. If I lose my local government, I'm going to stop politics.
First of all, say a big thank you to our mother in the house, Dr. Adia Magu Ayatu. Thank you very much, Mommy, for giving us this great opportunity. I'm the National Youth Coordinator for APC Projection Group. And we are solely collaborating with NAMBO to make this great occasion wonderful for us. We have done this in the past for PDP, when we collaborate. But when Jagaban come up and say this is his mandate, we are going to stand. That is when a prof, an academic guru, came together and said, no, this is our mandate, and we are going to work together for it.
Thank you.
And we have been doing this for some time. We have been working before Ajia said, no, we have to do an official launching of this book. So the journey does not start today. It has started long ago, immediately after the presidential primaries. That is when we commence the work. And by God's grace, it's coming to limelight for the whole world to see. Please, I want us to give a standing ovation to see on your mandate which has done. The youth have taken it after the official campaigning. We have gone to the street. We are going door to door, house to house, in the market, or market woman, the cassava and all that. That is what we have taken out, and all of our coordinators in the whole 36 states, they have started that already, and we are going back to our wards. I'm the son of the soil. I know what has happened in Lagos. I'm from Lagos, and I know what Jagaban have done in Lagos. And we wanted to do in the whole of Africa, not only Nigeria.
As a stakeholder in Nigerian community, I'm not like that. I have an accident that compelled me to be on a wheelchair. And God has a reason and purpose for making me to be like that. I have a serious privilege. And I serve as a ladder or barrier to our people. Even because I become like this, I don't think I will have the privilege to stand before you. Let me first also appreciate our mother, Hajia Dr. Hawa Hayatu. You are a great woman, indeed. Organizing this program of event. Winning an election is all about structure, and APC is a grassroots-based oriented party in Nigeria. They have structure. There is no any party that has structure like APC.
I urge all the support groups in this hall to go back to their states, their units, their wards, to make sure that they deliver Jagaban on the 25th of February, inshallah, 2023. After all the federal run around and all the talks and meetings, town hall meetings, all campaigns throughout the 36 states, I think the final thing that can bring Jagaban on board is your units and your wards. Operation Deliver Your Words and Your Polling Units. Jagaban is a man that will reward everybody that has worked accordingly. We all know that, and he has proved it before. He has done it for Lagos, and he will do it for Nigeria. We have trust and belief in Jagaban. Jagaban is trusted and trusted.
Let's put our hands together for him. The incoming distinguished governor of Taraba State. Nothing will stop. Not even the forces will stop you. Distinguished governor of Taraba State. Nothing will stop. Not even the forces will stop you.
launch 10 of his booklet with unmentionable amount.
Honorable Batati, you have to mention the amount. Mention the amount. Thank you. Let's put our hands together for Honorable Batati.
However, I'm here to appreciate those that took their time to come here to honor the candidature of Bola Ahmed Asuwaju. We have people who flew in from Lagos. They had a lot to do, but they took their time to come in here just to honor the book launch. On behalf of my national coordinator, the professor who took his time to put together this book, and members of the presidential campaign councils that are here present, thank you and God bless you. Hope that you go back safe as you came here. Thank you. Thank you.
The book came as a result of our investigative research. We discovered that there was a gap in the campaign strategy. So we went back to the drawing board and documented a lot of research output that at the end of the time is going to help the APC government to win elections come February 25th, 2023. So it is an attempt to unravel some of this particular silent target group who are not known, but they have a lot of electoral value. So the book was able to identify them and then recommend the appropriate authorities, precisely the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he must have to adopt a holistic approach in managing some of these particular silent and variables. For instance, joints that people drink ogogoro, you see a lot of cluster of people early in the morning. If you go to the south, you see a lot of people gathering early in the morning, tying wrappers. What do? They are there to take separate water. So we identified that those people in the context and in the process of taking separate water or ogogoro, they discuss politics, but nobody has been able to approach them to come further to demand their votes and all. If you come to the North Central here, we have certain group of people too that have a lot of electoral value, but they were not given attention. Like if we're in Jos, you talk about mosques. It's an area of socialization. So what we're saying is that Tinubu have to socialize and also integrate the component layers of his own campaign to integrate all of this particular group of people that are not recognized. By doing so, we'll be able to harvest a handful number of votes that can make him to win election and all. And we did not stop there. We went further to identify the young ladies in politics. We discovered that the young ladies over the time had not been given the space in driving the force of political ideology in this country. So we were able to identify the young ladies wing and give them a process to drive so that they can have electoral value for the system. Like we were there, the coordinator of the young ladies was around, but time was not there for her to come up and also speak to the public on what the young ladies of APC projection group are doing. We also identified that a huge gap exists within the teeming youth population. For instance, people between the ages of 18 and 35 who aggressively had the energetic and quantum amount of energy to go out there and canvass for vote. We decided to give them a semi-autonomous existent body to exist as youth on their own, even though we have the national coordinator who coordinate the activities of the youth and then make sure that they will deliver on the mandate of Bola Ahmed Asuwaju come 2023. So we did not stop there. we discovered that this government of President Muhammadu Buhari has done a lot of quantum of amount of achievements that were not mentioned. So some people will think that this government had just come, wasted a lot of time without putting infrastructure development on ground. But we noticed that the government has done in area of infrastructure. For instance, in the rail, in the road, and even the second Niger bridge today, it has become a history. Today we have a Dangote who has had a refinery, one of the largest over in Africa, and even some people say even in the world. So if you look at all of this country has been suffering from the issue of importation of PMS and all. But if Dangote and the refinery takes off, you will discover that we have a lot of resources to serve. The resources that were supposed to be taken off, importing this fuel, Dangote is there, and it is this very government that created the enabling environment for Dangote to thrive. So you can look at even the area of aviation, so many aviation industry coming on board. And Nigeria have also teleguided and built the Nigerian aviation and the Nigerian airway services. I think with short periods of time before the government winds up, the Nigerian aviation will have also put in place the national carrier that can drive this particular process. So if you look at all of this, we develop a particular theory or model that guides the operationalization of our strategy. We refer to it as the cluster modern political theory. The cluster political modern theory is all about interrelationship that exists within clusters of people. For instance, the market women, the unemployed youth, the internet displaced persons, the security agencies, the INEC itself, the international bodies, the media, the clergymen, and all. They are all part and parcel of the electoral process. So, in that cluster development chain theory that we're talking about, the chain links all this particular group of people that I have mentioned. And we are saying that we don't want that chain to cut. That chain is unifying Nigeria as a people. That chain is connecting all the other people that I have mentioned. And as such, the unity of this country is paramount. We don't want a situation whereby after election, there will be crisis. And there's a dog in the center of the chain watching the activities of all these people that I have mentioned. So we don't want the chain to cut. So the cluster chain modern process or model identify the interrelationship that exists among this company group of people that I have mentioned here. And as such, they are driving the process of accountability in the electoral process. They are saying that they don't want violence in the election. They are saying that they want free, credible elections. They are not in support of vote buying at all. And they want a peaceful, enduring election so that at the end of the time, there will be one Nigeria. We don't want a divisive and balkanization of state structures as a result of this electoral process. We don't want it. So that chain model explains the unity of this country, that after election, the country is not going to be divided. The country is going to be united as a group, as a people.
Well, the program today was jointly is a book launch, which was powered by NAMBO in conjunction with the projection group of APC. The purpose of the book is to how APC can mop up the 10 million undecided voters based on the book itself actually chose to look at the various sectors where we have undecided voters, and then what he did, that's the author of the book, Professor Philip Dehinde, he decided to pick up some of the clusters and then advise the best solution or the best approach in order to mop up these undecided voters to vote for Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu come January 25th, 2023. What the book, the title of the book, the strategies for winning the 2023 general election. the book will go a long way in educating the APC leadership on how to go about the undecided voters, especially when you go to sectors such as women, where we have even the women who are sitting at home who don't know exactly where to go or what to do. It is to educate them and also educate the APC on how to go about luring these people to come in and then vote. You go also, for instance, to Palm One joints, the Ogogoro joints and the like. We are looking at a possibility where the leadership of these particular clusters will be, how do we punch them? How do we talk to them? How do we make them bring people into the to decide to vote rather than to sit and have a lackluster approach towards the election? Because their votes means a lot. Because the decision you decide, if you make a decision not to vote and the election go the other way, obviously you have lost a leader that would have made this country a great nation. So rather, what we are trying to do is to canvass and bring people together in order to get the votes. So obviously, the event is not for everybody. We invited key members of APC and then key support groups, which we believe definitely will pass the message across to the grassroots. So that is the essence of the launch of the book.
And previously it was called National Movement for Buhari and Oshibajo. This was when we supported the Buhari administration. Instruction obviously from Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu that we should support Buhari wholeheartedly. Asiwaju opened the doors to Lagos for us and then opened the doors to the rest of the Southwest. So we were able to support Buhari at that going. And obviously we already saw the future when we did that this organization needed to be upgraded. So we merged with Grassroots and Ajia Bagu as well. And she was the founder of Grassroots, and a chap called Ibrahim Mohammed, the national deputy, which you spoke to. And basically we took about 4 or 5 years working up and down, making sure we got the right structure in place. And now I think we have an outreach of over 25 million people, all grassroots. And to God be the glory. And now what we believe in is what we'll actually set out to do. The name that we now use is National Movement for Better Orientation, because we know that Nigerians need reorientation. Because it is not fair on our leaders. All we do is argue even when they've done something for us. It's not right. It takes a different kind of mindset for leaders to build a railway for you, and people destroy that railway, and instead of you to actually attack the people that destroyed your railway, you are attacking the leaders. So it doesn't actually work well, because that means our orientation is bad. You understand what I'm saying? And whoever comes into Nigeria is still going to face the same international rules, economically, politically, and everything that's in place. It's not going to be changed because anyone comes in. So what Asiwaju brings into play is because of international exposure, he knows exactly what to do to give Africa, Nigeria, the advantage. Because we are competing in the global space. We're competing with America, we're competing with England, we're competing with China, we're competing with Japan, we're competing with the whole world. And this is one of the things that the youth need to understand. They need to start appreciating their leaders, regardless how little it is. If you take, for example, like a very good example was Obama was one of the reasons that Libya and we had issues in the Sahel region. And still we respect Obama, but we don't respect our leaders. As a result of what Obama did in Egypt and Libya, we in the West Africa, we suffered for it. You know what I'm saying? So our youth need to be aware of what the role of Nigeria is internationally. We are not someone that are villagers. We've been here for a long time. We've been here for ages and ages, thousands of years. You know, you have the groundnut pyramids in the north that was built by people that knew what they were doing. It wasn't built by people that came out of nowhere. You understand? And the same groundnut pyramid you have in Egypt. So we need to orientate ourselves to know the value we've added to the civilization we're currently living in. Let nobody delude you that white people brought the civilization. No, we did. We've actually, in our history, we have trained white people twice in our history. Once in Andalus for 800 years, the Moors, they trained the white people on how to be civilized. And you cannot be civilized. It's like you want to have a virgin and you have sex with it. You cannot have freedom and you're fighting war. You know what I'm saying? So the real freedom comes from Africa, because you don't see Africa invading anywhere in the world. You don't see Africans invading anyone. All we seek for is peace and an equal level ground to play. This is what Asiwaju has trained us to do, and this is what we intend to do. We are that generation that love Africa. We are that generation that love our youth. We are that generation that loves our women. We are that generation that loves everything that God is presented us with and is blessed us with. And now it is time for Asiwaju to come and maximize and deliver on what is being shot short. Don't let anyone deceive you. Asiwaju is the man. APC. Thank you very much. Moshood Olaiwola Atunji. Thank you very much. NAMBO, National Movement for Better Orientation. We love the youth, we love our women, and we love Nigeria. Thank you, sir.